What's up everyone, my name is Alissa Cincotta and today I'm going to teach you natural light shooters how to add one light and up your studio portraits. Alright, so we are here today in studio. In this video I am talking to all you natural light shooters. I'm one of those, and today I'm going to teach you how to up your studio portraits with one light. And today I'm going to be using the Westcott FJ200 deep umbrella. I use silver for this one because it's specular and I really like the harsh light that comes out of it. We're going to kind of grow the portrait from just a single light. I want to go directional with that light and have her look into the light. And then I want to do a beauty portrait where she's right at camera, and I'll show you the difference between taking a portrait natural light, which is what everybody wants to do right out of the gate. It's easy, it's comfortable. Trust me, I understand this. And then just by adding one light, how it can completely elevate your studio portrait. And then we're gonna add another element to the shoot. After we get the single light beauty portrait, I'm gonna add the Westcott highlighter and show you how different just adding a single light source and even another element like a reflector to fill in some of the shadows can completely change the look of your portrait. So let's get started. All right, so I'm getting dialed in right now, and before we get started, I want to note I'm using the FJ80 as my trigger here, and in order to do that, yes, it's a one light portrait, so I'm just putting this into host mode, and then this one, the FJ200, will go into client mode, and that is obviously triggering this light. So let's get started. First things first, I want to take this shot completely natural light. So now I need to get this light into her, and I want this really close so that I can create this really nice soft light. So remember, I'm using the FJ80 as my trigger here. So I want to put this into host mode by going to the menu, and it is in TTL. So let me make sure that this is firing. Yep. And again, you want to make sure the head is turned off. All of this is touchscreen. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's talk settings before I start with anything else. When I was shooting the natural light portrait, I was in aperture priority, but now for this shot, when I'm adding this light, I want to go into manual mode because I want to control my sync speed here at 200th of a second. I also want to shoot at f5.0. That's going to allow me to have all the detail. I want to see her bangs. I want to see the eyebrows, the earrings. I want to see all of this detail in here. So let's go ahead and take our first test shot. Right there, and bring your eyes down a little bit. Right there. 1, 2. Okay, so the light in that test shot, it's a little too dark for my taste. So again, because I'm using this FJ80 as my trigger, I'm able to control the power of the FJ200 from here. I don't have to keep getting up and down, no more human light stands. So you just touch the screen and you go up in power. And I'm probably gonna go up a full stop here. Let's get another test shot. I'm seeing all the red in her hair, the red in her eyes, and the red in the backdrop. It's all coming together. Okay, so that really is how simple this is. Because I'm using TTL, I'm letting the camera and the flash do all the work for me. I don't need to be an expert in lighting. I don't need to understand all the lighting formulas. I put this in TTL, I take a few test shots, I adjust. Again, because the FJ80 is being used as my trigger, I can adjust from right here, and it's telling the FJ200 exactly what to do. So you take a few test shots, you get it dialed in, and you go, and that's how easy it is. So don't be afraid of this, and let's have some fun. All right, so that last shot I got, I am obsessed with. And let me tell you, you are not gonna get this kind of look with natural light. It's just not gonna happen. So don't be afraid of the light. The light is adding this element of depth and dimension, and the directional light is creating this moodiness to the portrait that, again, you're not gonna get this from natural light. So next up, what I wanna do is take a beauty portrait, and I'm gonna move this light and get a little bit more head on with it. So I'm gonna lift it up and let's go from there and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're here. I brought the light over this way a little bit more, so it's a lot more straight on her face for a beauty portrait. Again, I'm in TTL, so I do not have to use a light meter to get dialed in here. It's all about taking a test shot and adjusting from there. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, chin down a little bit and push your forehead out at me. Perfect. Chin up a tiny bit more. Okay, so the light here, because the strobe is actually pretty high, tilting down, I'm creating these shadows underneath her. This is a great portrait and it would look really, really nice on men as subjects. But for women in a beauty portrait, you want to fill these shadows. So something as simple as just adding the Westcott eyeliner, let me show you, will completely transform this portrait. This is the Westcott eyeliner, and understand this is not a light, this is a reflector. So what this is going to do is going to take the light from here, and it's going to bounce up under her chin. It's going to fill in all these shadows under her neck, under her eyes, and it is going to create a much more evenly lit beauty portrait. All right, so that's a wrap. Again, you can see this was so easy, taking your boring, flat, natural light portraits to a beautiful, dimensional, directional, and moody studio portrait with one light. If you're a beginner natural light shooter and you're wanting to take your portraits to that next level, the FJ200 is a perfect place to start.